because if he felt 100% fine, that bullpen activity would not be starting up after just an infield hit.
The 0-2 pitch over his head. I don't know if they can get to, but they're going to try, and they do. Nice turn by Lockhart on the toss from Furcal. That was quick.
Well, in Don Sutton's absence, we've got a guy working over on radio who was one of the best in the business at doing this, Mark Lemke. And Lemke feels that Keith Lockhart is as good as anyone he has seen in the current game at turning the double play. If you give him a good feed, he's as quick in and out of the glove as anybody in the game right now.
That was beautiful. And George Lombard will hit with 2 out, nobody on. He grounded to second his first time up.
The Tigers will be the next team to try to stop that Luis Castillo hitting streak. They go to Florida after the game tonight.
1-1. Braves are in a stretch here, Pete. I hadn't added it up until tonight, but beginning with this homestand, where 16 of the last 23 games before the All-Star break are played at home. So they're trying to add to their lead while playing here at Turner Field. One and two.
Got the Mets coming up on the next road trip. And then after the All-Star break, a lot of games with Montreal, Florida, and Philadelphia in the month of July.
The 1-2 pitch to George. Got him looking. Maddox able to finish the inning, and he picks up his second strikeout in the process. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Pete, doesn't seem like you hardly even got here. No score. Moving right along, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. No score, and both pitchers have been very good so far.
They sure have. Weren't you surprised that Brandon Inge didn't try to bunt after he knew Greg's back was bothering him?
Would have been a good idea, back or leg, whichever it was, and we've got some videotape of his at bat too that may shed some light too on his calf muscle. That was, watch how he kind of hops on his foot after that fly out. Wes Helms on an 0-1 pitch. Bangs a hit back through the middle. Wes is 3 for 9 in the series. The Braves have their leadoff man aboard for the second time, and Keith Lockhart will be the batter. Lockhart at 179, 0 for 4 in the series, and just 2 for his last 16. Bernero delivers, bunt attempt, drops. Helms had to wait to see what was going to happen, and so he couldn't break right away. And Simon able to force him at second. The ball's popped in the air. You can't run.
That was sort of an ugly play, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was ugly. That was ugly. But the throw was true. That was almost ugly, but not quite.
3-6 on the putout. Fielder's choice for Lockhart, and Henry Blanco the batter. And Matt Franco has come out on deck to hit for Maddox. It's a changeup and a beauty. Chris Hammond still working in the Braves bullpen. Well hit to center field. McGee on the run, but he's going to have room on the track. He makes the catch. Henry gave it a ride, but not quite far enough. And Matt Franco will hit for Maddox.
Well, that's a shame. He had great stuff early on tonight.
And a 2-hit shutout working through 5. Pitched brilliantly in the 4th inning after giving up a leadoff triple. He left Santiago stranded there. Matt Franco hitting .320, 8 for 25, 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter. A double and 2 homers among his 8 hits.
15 balls, 36 strikes for Maddox in 5 innings. That's 51 pitches. Wow.
Good changeup, 0-1. Yeah, as good a fielder as Greg is and as heads up as he is into the game, you had a feeling that when he didn't cover first on that ground ball to Franco over to the right side, didn't even break over there, that something was up. 1-1. One thing that set up that changeup so well for Bernero tonight is a good fastball. 92 on that last one. That might be playable for Truby. And it is, and the inning is over. No runs a hit, 1 left. We've played 5 innings already, no score.
Fans call 800-496-5151 to play MLB Defining Plays, presented by Clarinex, brand of Dessler Adidine tablets. It's your chance to win a Sony PlayStation 2 and EA Sports games. Here's Joe.
Thanks, Skip. Chris Truby, Adam Bernero, and Santiago against Chris Hammond, who steps in. His first pitch is laced to left field for a base hit. Chipper tried to barehand it and dropped it. Truby's going for 2, and he'll make it. That'll be a hit and an error. Chipper tried to come in and catch that ball barehanded,
which he really didn't have to do. It took a little funny hop on him, I will say that. It is a single and an error, has to be.
Most definitely. So Hammond, who hadn't given up a hit to the leadoff batter he faced in some 20 games until Corey Koski singled against him June 2nd, gives up a hit to Truby here. And Bernero with a good bunt. Hammond will have to hurry and just gets him by a step. Good bunt by Adam Bernero, and he moves the runner to third. Put out goes 1-4. Top of the order, and Ramon Santiago, who has grounded out and tripled that game against Maddox. Chris Hammond has been outstanding after a bit of a slow start where he was having some control trouble. Since April 28th, he's 5-1 with an 0.47 ERA. And the infield will play in. Santiago, batting right-handed, takes high. Chris's ERA down right around 1.5. Tied for second in the National League among relief pitchers with 5 wins. There's that great changeup. See the infield on the edge of the grass. Another changeup misses inside, 2-1. Another changeup and another good pitch in the dirt, swung at and missed. So Maddox will be denied a chance for his 265th win. That would have made 500 combined between he and Tom Glavine.
By the way, Steve Traxel has a perfect game through 5 innings for the Mets tonight.
There's a changeup again, and he strikes out Santiago. Good pitch, 2 down. You would figure Traxel and Maddox then to hook up in New York.
If Greg's okay.
Yep.
There's a big out in the ball game too. That keeps the runner at third, and now they're at 2 out.
Damian Jackson has flied out and lined out. Lined to right his last time up with a runner at third and nobody out. But Sheffield was playing shallow and denied Santiago a chance to tag and score. It's Truby at third with 2 down. Change up at 73 miles an hour for a strike. Hammond had to come in the game and do some serious pitching right off the bat. Fastball up and in, 1-1. No runs, 3 hits for each side. That change up a little high, but fortunately for Hammond, it was a little bit outside too, and he slapped it out of play. Tell you, the way Damian's playing, and with those kind of numbers in the clutch, may be a while before Damian easily gets back in there.
Boy, he's been going through a rough patch, hasn't he?
1-2 the count. The infield back now. And that pitch flared over the head of Franco, and it'll drop. A run will score. Jackson's on his way to second, and he'll make it. And it's 1-0 Detroit. And Damian Jackson continues his good work with 2 out and runners in scoring position. Didn't hit it hard. He just hit it in a good spot.
Yeah, this is a lucky hit, but then again, you'll hit line drives right at somebody too. He'll take it. He drives in his 19th run of the year.
So the error comes back to haunt Chipper and the Braves. It'll be an unearned run, and Robert Fick steps in and takes low. Fick 1 for 8 in the series. Hit that shot right back at Maddox his last time up. 1-1. Skip got a big Braves fan out in Augusta. Colonel Curtis Dodson celebrates his 80th birthday today. Never misses a game. Want to wish him a happy birthday.
Indeed we do.
The 1-1 to Fick. 1-2.
And we want to welcome all the Chicago White Sox to town. They played an afternoon game today and probably flew in. Buckhead's the place to go, guys. Stay out till about 4 or 5.
They like to see the ball players down there.
Yes, they do.
Fick moves up in the box a little bit, maybe to catch up with that changeup, but he gets a fastball instead. Lockhart knocks it down, but he'll have no play at first. Now tries to throw to third, and he throws it away, and it goes in the dugout. 2-0 Detroit. Keith with a case of trying to do something with nothing after he knocked the ball down.
See how many errors he gets on that play. Might be 2. If they call that an error, that would be number 1. And then that would be number 2. And that's the way they score it. 2 errors on it. Ouch.
Well, his throw was off the mark to West, but it was right on the money when it comes to that opening into the Tigers dugout. Went right through the gate. And Randall Simon with a comebacker to the mound. Nice play by Hammond, and that'll end the inning. But not before a couple of unearned runs cross the plate. The Tigers take a 2-0 lead.
Discovery Ready Television.
Top of the order for the Braves here in the bottom of the 6th inning. For Call, 0 for 2. Waves at that one and misses 0-1. Adam Bernero went toe-to-toe with Randy Johnson his last start. Left with a 1-1 tie after 6. Tonight he's leading 2-0.
Always a lot of celebrities here at the ballpark. Tonight, attorney to the Stars, Carmen Perica, is here. With some curly-headed guy, I forget his name.
Yeah, I'd forgotten all about him.
That is not the gentleman to whom I referred. I want to quickly point out. Now, a guy named Sutton is out here too, as you see, the former president. Don looks great.
Yeah, he looks wonderful. Expecting to come back to work right before the All-Star break. For Call, down on strikes.
There's Don.
Fit as a fiddle.
I've always wondered, though, how fit is a fiddle?
Well, if you fit a fiddle.
Never mind. Just say, here's Julio Franco.
Here's Julio Franco. He's 1 for 2. He singled in the first.
Thank you.
Well, you asked.
I know. You should know better by now.
Franco's average up to 245, and he laces that to right. Fick on the run, and he's got it. Not sure that he had to fall down and roll over, but he made the catch. 2 down.
Pretty slick by Mr. Fick. I guess he was battling the lights, and that's what caused his knees to buckle.
Good play. Sheffield's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out.
I've got a question for you, Joe, that puzzled me today. When time permits, of course.
Okie dokie.
Had a little problem with my throat, so I called my throat doctor. There's 4 doctors there. And they said, sorry, nobody has anything open. How do other people know that they're going to be sick? I mean, how can you call and make an appointment at the doctor 2 or 3 days? You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
I don't understand that.
That's in the air to shallow center, but Jackson calls for it and has it. Treating all the well people. No room for the sick. That's what you're saying.
I guess that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We'll go to the 7th, 2-0 Detroit.
Right. A friend in the business.
We go to the 7th inning, 2-0 Tigers on top. And you fans that want to send your favorite player to the All-Star game, well, how about logging on to MLB.com or RadioShack.com and vote now. Don't forget the All-Star game is July 9th. Word we get is that Greg Maddux came out of the game with a strained left calf. Chris Hammond in his 2nd inning of work. Of those 2 runs he allowed in the 6th inning, 1 earned, 1 unearned. Braves made 3 errors last inning. We go to the 7th, and once again, here's Skip Carey.
Okay, Joe, thanks very much. Wendell McGee leads it off. He's 1 for 2. And Hammond goes to work. High and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Hammond's job clear now. Hold him where they are and hope his teammates can rally for him. He didn't mean to. That should be easy, and it is. 1 down. That's frustrating for a hitter when you try to stop your swing and really you do get yourself out one away.
No matter how loud you yell overs, it just won't let you start over.
Here's Brandon Inge, who's 0 for 2. A couple of ground balls to the infield, one resulting in a double play. A little low. This time he shortens the bunt, but Maddox isn't in there anymore.
It's a little late.
Got that backwards. 1 ball, no strikes. This Detroit team is having a rough year, but they got some pretty good looking young players.
I like some of their pitchers.
Yeah.
Their last 8 games, their starters are 4-2 and have an ERA under 3. And good work tonight from Bernero.
Broken bat, ground ball. Good play for Call. 2 out. Christian Guzman singled with 1 out on the top of the 7th to break up Steve Traxel's perfect game. Eric Milton left that game after 4 innings, having struck out 6 and thrown 65 pitches and given up no earned runs. Hope he didn't get hurt.
Me too.
There's an old friend. Lombard has grounded to second and struck out. The 1-0 fouled back, evens it up at a ball and a strike. 28,843 the paid attendance tonight. George had a good cut, but he fouled it back. This will be an interesting twist for him if he gets a chance to play, maybe even just against right-hand pitchers. If he can stay healthy, he and everybody else will find out how good a player he can be.
Be nice to find out.
Outside of injuries, the thing that has plagued him most in his career has been failure to make contact. Fly ball into center. That'll be easy. And the inning comes to a close. Hammond gets him 1-2-3. Fans rise to their feet. Bottom of the 7th. 2-0 Tigers.
The home
control. We got a great play here for you coming from Shea Stadium. Bottom of the 6th, no score. Mike Piazza with this bomb. Torrey Hunter leaps up to try to make the catch. He loses his glove over the wall. We've got another replay here for you. Check it out. The ball actually lands in his glove, but he loses his glove over the wall. They do count this as a home run. Right now the Mets are up 1-0. Skip, back to you.
Not only are the Mets up 1-0, a very expensive glove is lost. Chipper Jones leads off the bottom of the 7th. Thanks, Aaron. Pop foul back and out of play. That's a funny looking play, wouldn't you?
He needed some pine tar on his glove that's inside his glove.
That's right. 0-2 the count to the left-hand hitting Atlanta outfielder. Adam Bernero has pitched a classic. A ball and 2 strikes.
Braves had an opportunity in the 2nd inning to get on top first. Andrew led off with a sharp double, but he was left stranded, never got past second.
That didn't miss by much. A little inside. 2-2 the count. Florida now 3-0 over Cleveland. If you're just joining us, Luis Castillo's hitting streak now 34. Kevin Grabowski begins to work in the Atlanta bullpen, as you see. Scott Cockrell, our producer tonight. Gary Lehman, our director, doing their normal bang-up job. Ground ball headed for right field, base hit. So Chipper is aboard to start the 7th. Oh, I'm sorry, Renardo's directing tonight. Renardo Lowe is our director. He's doing his normal fine job. Has anybody ever seen Gary Lehman and Glenn Diamond at the same time? They might be the same person.
Could be.
No, it couldn't be, because Diamond's on vacation about twice as much. Well, let's get some runs here. Runner at first, nobody out. Andrew, 1 out of 2, comes up empty. 0-1. Wes Helms on deck.
Like Andrew tried to pull that outside pitch, and that changeup to him tonight has been pretty effective. The one pitch he hit appeared to be a fastball that he really ripped to left field.
Line drive. They'll go to second. Get an out there. He just got to the base on time. Let's see if Chipper's all right. He went in sort of funny down there and maybe hurt. Jeff Porter quickly on his way out to the field, and time is called.
He got to the bag trying to beat the throw after Santiago bobbled it. The throw pulled Jackson off the bag, so Chipper thought about going in standing up. So as an afterthought, he slides and slid late into the base.
Looks like he's going to be okay, but we'll see.
Here he's going to stand up. Now it's like, oh, now I'm going to slide, and you can see he just stabbed his right foot right into the bag. Boom. Oh, is he lucky?
Yeah,
he is so lucky.
That could have been very, very bad.
I know it hurts, and it's probably not the best, but it could have been so much worse.
You betcha. Well, here's Wes Helms. He has flied to right and singled. 0-1 the count. Somebody can hit Adam Bernero. He has an earned run average of 5.4 coming in. But boy, he's been terrific tonight. Double play ball. Whoa, tough hop. Out there, still get the double play, and the inning is over. Sharply hit, but right at him. 6-4, 3 and out. Nothing doing in the 7th. The Braves waste a leadoff single. 2-0 Tigers. We go to the 8th.
We go to the 8th and check out our Office Depot scoreboard. Some finals in. The White Sox beat Philadelphia in that day game that Skip was telling you about. 6-1. Konerko and Ordonez had home runs in that ball game for the White Sox. Houston beat Milwaukee to salvage one game of that series. We showed you some highlights from that game a little earlier. Also, Texas beat the Cubs 7-4 today. Minch with a couple of homers for Texas. Palmeiro hit his 15th. And if you want to send your favorite player to the All-Star game, as we told you earlier, log on to MLB.com or RadioShack.com and vote now.
I guess it's safe to say the Cubs wish Minch had been on the bench today.
Yes.
Didn't work out like that. Kevin Grabowski is the new pitcher, and Chris Truby greets him with a solid single to right. So that's the way the 8th inning begins. Come to think of it, that's the way the 6th began for Chris Hammond. A first pitch single. Bernero is the batter. You would figure him to be bunting, and he did a good job of doing that his last time up. Juan Samuel coaching at third. Rafael Landeskog at first for the Tigers. He bunts it foul. 0-1.
These guys that have pitched the last 2 nights, starting pitchers for the Tigers, were doing quite a job for the Toledo Mud Hens. Last night, Maroth was 8-1 at AAA in 11 starts. Bernero 2-2 with a 1.58 ERA at Toledo.
They can say they were once Mud Hens. The 0-1 pitch. He'll try to bunt again, it would appear. And he comes up empty. 0-2. Let's see how they play it now. They might keep him bunting just to try to stay out of the double play, but that's up to Louis Pujols. Let's see how he plays it. He He missed. You can tell they don't work on it a whole lot, and you can see why American League teams don't. 1 out.
Tried to keep it away from him because he kept lunging for the ball and lunged for another one that was off the plate. You can also see by his bat that he kind of got a generic bat. They don't want him using anyone's bat that might get damaged up there.
Yeah. A real hitter.
Uh-huh.
Top of the order, Ramon Santiago, the batter. He has a triple and 3 tries. By the way, if you're a baseball fan at all, I know you know who Jack Buck is and what a great broadcaster he was for so many years in St. Louis. And those of us who are lucky enough to know him as a person know what a wonderful person he was as well. If you're interested in Jack at all, there's in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch today a 22-page tribute to Jack Buck. It's just wonderful. There goes the runner. Somebody missed a sign, and he is out of there. Tribby was gunned down by Henry Blanco.
That's 10 out of 22 gunned down by Henry so far this year. Tribby was looking back. You're right, Skip. He was looking back at home plate to see if the ball was going to be put in play, and no offer made by Santiago.
I don't want to belabor the point on that Jack Buck tribute, but if you've got a computer, dial up the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and get yourself that thing. They did a wonderful job about a wonderful guy. Now that missed hit and run really looks big as Santiago draws a walk. Runner at first, 2 out, and Damian Jackson the batter. He's been pesky this whole series. Doubled home a run tonight and scored their other run in the 6th.
They've scored 9 runs in this series, and Jackson and Santiago have scored 6 of them.
Right up at the top of the order. That'll maybe win you 2 out of 3, depending on what unfolds here in the last couple of innings. Florida is winning their game again at last report. They would move to within 3.5 of the Braves if those 2 scores stay as they are. There's the strike. 1-1. Oh, it's Montreal is winning tonight, I think. And they're the team I'm talking about that would move to within 3.5. Well, now Kansas City has come from behind to take a 4-3 lead over Montreal. The Expos hit in the 7th, so that game's in doubt.
And Kansas City's trying to snap a losing streak.
Fouled it off his foot. That hurts.
That's that sinker, that good sinker from Grabowski that caused that.
1-2 the count. If you joined us late, the bad news is Greg Maddux had to leave the game with a strained calf muscle after working 5 innings. The 1-2 pitch. There goes the runner. There's the throw. They throw him out easily. I don't know if they had a scouting report on Henry Blanco, but they know about him now. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. 2-0 Detroit. Keith Lockhart leads things off in the bottom of the 8th. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Keith has struck out and hit into a force play. Unless the Braves put a run on the board in the next 2 innings, they will have been shut out twice in the same series. When do you think the last time that happened to Atlanta was? I know you know, Joe, but
I wouldn't have guessed that long ago.
I wouldn't have either. September 15th and 16th of 1989 by the Dodgers. Ramon Martinez beat Atlanta 5-0. Tim Belcher 1-0. That from Peter Hurt at Elias, who does such a great job of keeping us up to date on everything. And Peter, we want you to know how much we appreciate your good work. It means a lot to us.
Absolutely.
2-2 the count. Darren Bragg would hit next for Henry Blanco.
Javi Lopez had a bat in his hand too. He's in the dugout. He might pinch hit this inning as well.
Lockhart comes up empty. He's had a rough night.
Fans, tonight's winner of a Sony PlayStation 2 and EA Sports games is Anita Rogers from Guyton, Georgia. Watch for the MLB defining plays presented by Clarinex brand of Dazzler Adidine tablets on the next Braves telecast on TBS.
Bragg hits for Blanco, who was 0 for 2, including a fly ball to the warning track in center again.
Adam Bernero not cooperating at all with any walks.
A little low with that one.
Even working behind in the count. He hasn't been behind the count very often.
He doesn't look like a guy that just got here. He looks like a guy that's been around 5 years or so. Ground ball. That should be easy. Jackson has it. 2 out.
See that list of pitchers he's faced in his last 4 starts?
It's like a Hall of Fame group.
That'll get you ready for games like this.
Yeah, Maddox and Randy Johnson and
Javier Vasquez. There they are. Derek Lowe.
Well, Derek Lowe, he convinced us. So has Vasquez and so has Johnson, and we've been fortunate enough to see Maddox convince a lot of other people. You're right, Joe. Here's Javi Lopez with 2 out, nobody on, hitting for Kevin Grabowski. And taking a strike. 2 out, nobody aboard, but it's only 2-0. Any base runner brings a potential tying run to the plate. Juan Acevedo, who is the closer right now for Detroit, in their bullpen. I think they ought to bring him in.
I think so too, considering Bernero's pitching in the 8th and he's only thrown 76 pitches. Can't be any worse for the Braves.
No, this guy has done a heck of a job. The 2-1 foul tipped at home plate. That one stung Inge. And Javi can sympathize, of course, and the umpire Brian Gorman goes through a little charade now. He'll take a little extra time to let the catcher gather himself.
Clean off an already clean plate.
Oh man, that was like a pinball machine. Got him a couple of times. 2-2. And it hit him. Bernero upset with himself. That pitch got away and no reason to throw at him. As I said, it brings a tying run to the plate.
Javi gets hit for the 5th time this year, and I think all 5 have been in that same spot between the elbow and the shoulder on the back side of it. They've got skin.
We almost believe they're pitching him up. Excuse me, and in. I didn't have time to get to the cough button,
the
Joe.
sneeze button.
I came in a hurry. I apologize.
Bless you.
Thank you. Mets still 1-0 over Minnesota. They're in the 8th at Shea. Wonder if Torrey Hunter ever got his glove back.
In New York?
Oh, that was Joe Simpson, folks. I would never say anything like that about New York. Scotty says the glove's already on eBay.
with the home run ball in it.
Yeah, good line. The pitch swung, and that ends the inning right up the chute. That wouldn't be a home run in a phone booth. Truby's got it, and the inning is over. No hits, no runs, no errors, one left on the hit batsman. We've completed 8, and the Braves trail 2-0. You've got mail.
Sure do, Skip. Thank you. Today's question comes from Susie Bross of West Hartford, Connecticut. She wants to know, when was the last time the Braves lost a series? Well, it's a timely question, Susie, because the Braves have won their last 7 series in a row. They're 9-0-2, split 2 of them in their last 11, and that means their last series loss was to the Dodgers here May 7th, 8th, and 9th, and they've got to do some rallying tonight to avoid it being this series against Detroit.
A new battery for Atlanta. Kerry Lightenberg on to pitch. Javi Lopez stays in the game to catch. And we go to the top of the 9th. Damian Jackson leads it off. He is 1 for 3. And he's hit the ball hard a couple of times. Jackson, Fick, and Randall Simon in the 9th for Detroit looking ahead. The Braves 9th, it'll be Franco, Sheffield, and Chipper, the guys you would want up there with. If anybody gets on, Andrew Jones will have a shot. Hit hard. Good play, Wes Helms. Good throw, Wes Helms. 1 out. Franco almost came off the base a little too early, but Helms took what looked like it might be a double away from Jackson.
Excellent play, and having to fall on his glove here to make this stop. Good play to keep it in his glove so that it didn't trickle out. Wes has a good arm, and he made a strong throw to first.
That's a compelling point. He has played so much first base rather than his regular position. The fans may not know how good an arm he has. I mean, he's got a terrific arm. Here's Fick. And a high fly ball to left. That'll be easy, or should be. Chipper is there. 2 out.
It's funny, Skipper, talking about this question from Susie Bross about the last series the Braves lost. If Detroit wins this game, I'm pretty sure this is the first road series they've won all year, because their record overall coming in on the road 9-25 for the season.
The question is, will Bernero go any further?
Well, they lead the league in complete games, lead all major leagues in complete games with 8.
Let up for a strike. Randall is 0 for 3. Wendell McGee would be next, but there are 2 out in the inning. A total of 9 hits in the game. The Tigers have 5 of them. 0-2. Lightenberg, sharp as attack here. His season shouldn't even start till May. Just throw April out every year. The 0-2. Line, but right at for call, and the inning is over. Had him played perfectly. Lightenberg gets through the 9th in a hurry. We go to the bottom half. 2-0 Detroit. Well, this is it. Last chance for the Braves. They trail 2-0 to Adam Bernero, who has just been terrific. There's his line. He's hit 1, but you can see the economy of pitches, just 79 of them in the game.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. 54 strikes, 25 balls. His best pitch, I think, has been that what looks like it's a palm ball. Good changeup that's kept the Braves hitters off balance. He's also mixed in a split finger pitch. He's had them all working, and he's going after his first major league complete game.
Julio Franco has hit the ball well all night long. He has a single, a line drive to right, and a fly to deep right. All the Braves need is to get him on somehow and give the heart of the order a chance to tie it with 1 swing. A 9th inning rally would be nice. Breaking ball for a strike. Oh, and 1 the count. It's even now, 1-1. Nobody on, nobody out, ninth inning. The Braves this year are 0-21 when trailing after 8.
Not exactly the comeback kids.
Not yet.
That'd be a good time to start.
Right in there, 1-2. Gary Sheffield on deck, and Chipper Jones follows him. Only one of the runs by the Tigers tonight is earned.
Yeah, 1 inning, 3 errors. It really hurt.
Detroit has left 2 runners aboard. The Braves to this point have left 4. Did he go? No. I thought maybe he did, to be honest with you. Let's see.
I think he did.
I'd tell you what, I'd have called him out.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't, but that looked like strike 3.
And Cooley caught a break. Gets a swing on the house.
Let's see if he can capitalize. He hit that ball very, very hard. He did capitalize. Off the wall, the tying run will come to the plate. And a good start in the 9th. And now Louis Pujols is starting to earn his living.
When Julio's going good, he's hitting the ball to right center. When he was on that hitting streak the last homestand, he was wearing out that right center field gap. Suddenly it's come back to him, and 2 more hits tonight. And he's swinging a whole lot better when he's doing that. Yeah, but you're right about Pujols. He wants this kid to finish the game and get the shutout, but he's also putting the game in jeopardy if he doesn't get him out of there.
The question is, at what point has he done enough? It looks like that's going to be all for Bernero, and he's not happy about that. And that's good to see, too. I bet the Tigers, I haven't seen Dave Dombrowski here, so I assume he's looking in. I'll bet they're very happy that this guy is upset about leaving the game. That's what you want.
And wins are hard to come by for the Tigers, and they want to make sure they keep this one.
All right, new pitcher. We'll be back right after this.
All my friends and
Fans, the drama of Wimbledon returns to TNT, and starting next Monday, TNT will televise the world's preeminent tennis championship from the All England Club. That's the drama of Wimbledon on TNT.
Double switch for the Tigers. Cliff Paquette comes in to play first base, and Juan Acevedo will come in and do the pitching. Craig Paquette, excuse me. Acevedo 1-2, a 2.58 earned run average with 10 saves. Major league hitters hitting just .206 against him. He's thrown only 1 home run ball all year long. He has struck out 27 and walked just 8. So he's done quite well for the Tigers.
Yeah, with all the injuries they've had to their pitching staff, he's stepped up and done a great job for them in this role.
Adam Bernero was just terrific. He went 8+, 5 innings. No runs to this point. The runner at second is his responsibility. No walks, and that may be the biggest part of his success story. 4 strikeouts, 1 hit batsman.
He may have been just as upset with himself giving up that double, not able to finish what he started, because he had a couple of complete games in his 9 starts at Toledo. So he's used to going 9 and wanted 2 tonight.
So the other thing he's probably upset about is that 2-2 pitch, or I don't even know the count, but
right.
The pitch that should have been, in our opinion, strike 3. By the way, the last time the Braves were shut out twice in a series at home was in 1986 in September by Danny Darwin and Jim Deshaies. And the Houston Astros. Here's Gary Sheffield. A long one ties it. Look out, right under his chinny chin. 1 ball, no strikes.
Juan Acevedo last year with Colorado and Florida, used primarily in a setup role. He throws hard. That was 93. He's also got a good slider.
Speaking of Florida, it's raining there at the moment. Florida leads Cleveland 3-0. Look out again. 2-0 walk would be nice.
In case you're wondering about Castillo's hit, though, being washed away, they're in the bottom of the 6th, and Florida had the lead, so it would be an official game. And he did have a hit if he just joined us in the 1st inning.
And he would break the Maggio's record here. The pitch inside. 3-0. If he plays in every game, and I rather imagine that he will, barring injury, he would set the record here on July 17th. The 3-0 to Gary. Right in there. 3-1. He'll be cutting it loose here if he gets one to his liking.
And I'll bet you had the green light there. He just was trying to get a pitch right about belt high and didn't.
I think a walk-off homer would be neat. Gary steps out. Get one more base runner, and Chipper will have that opportunity.
Send everybody home happy.
Except the Tigers, but they don't get to go home anyway, so. They go to Florida after this game. The 3-1. He walked him. The tying runs are aboard with nobody out. That's the first walk to an Atlanta hitter tonight.
And only the 9th by Acevedo in 38 innings, and that didn't exactly thrill everybody on that dugout rail over the Tigers' side, did it?
No, I would think not. Chipper stands in. We've seen Acevedo before, of course. He's been a National Leaguer till this year. Low, 1 ball, no strikes. He's been with Colorado, the Mets, the Cardinals, Milwaukee, Colorado, and Florida last year, and now Detroit. He's had really more good luck here than he has in any of his other spots. Chipper, 5 out of 12 against him, a home run included. And he had a home run cut there, but he missed it. It's 1-1.
Chipper opened up a little quick on that pitch. He was trying to get a head start on an Acevedo fastball, and it's a good one. But couldn't connect.
Ground ball, base hit. Franco around third. He'll score. Sheffield's at third with a tying run. It's a 2-1 ball game.
Skip Chipper may not be hitting a lot of home runs this year. He's only got 7, but he's still driving in a lot of runs and a lot of key runs. Went down on a low pitch, pulled it through the hole, and picks up his 43rd RBI of the year and sets the Braves up in business to, at the very least, tie it here with nobody out.
And Gary Sheffield never hesitated around second base. He made it to third with relative ease. And now Andrew Jones, the batter.
Andrew 3 for 9 in his career against Acevedo.
Thanks, Joe. That's an important point. Infield halfway for Detroit. There's a strike. He finally got out in front of a hitter. You close the book on Bernero. 8+ innings, 5 hits, a run, no walks, 4 strikeouts, a hit batsman. And it may all be for nothing.
Right.
1-1.
You mentioned the fact that the Braves have seen Acevedo before, and that certainly changes everything around in their favor from Bernero, who they had never faced before. And look what Andrews done in this situation, and that's what he wants, is something that he can get under a little bit and hit to the outfield. A fly ball ties the game, and then figure out a way to win it later.
The 1-1 pitch. Chopper, runner doesn't come home. Now they got him caught, and he is out at third, and does that hurt? Gary got hung up in no man's land. You either got to go or not go, and he didn't do either one. And the Tiger infield did a good job on him.
They did. Truby and Santiago did a good thing here. But Gary, if he breaks here, he scores. No way Truby would have thrown him out at the plate. Santiago realized Gary was in trouble, so he circles behind Truby and actually makes the tag. Good heads-up play by the 20-year-old shortstop.
Boy, I like him, don't you?
Yeah, boy.
He's a good-looking young player. Well, maybe Wes Helms could be the hero, but now first and second with one out. A little low, 1 ball, no strikes. I know who wants to be up there in this spot, and that's Keith Lockhart. He's had a dreadful night. A couple of strikeouts, 2 errors on 1 play. He could turn things around if he gets a shot in this game. One and one.
Line drive somewhere here. Acevedo with that good slider will eat you up if you try to pull him. And there's some holes here with the infield playing, cheating up the middle a little bit for a double play.
The 1-1. Chipper goes to third, and he is safe. That's a big play, boy. And a big time play, too. Andrew didn't follow him, but once again that tying run is at third.
Chipper got a walking lead, was actually bouncing off there. I was just afraid that he had started his slide too soon.
Joe, look at this again.
Did he get him with the tag here? He may have.
If he did, that foot never got to the base. Another break for Atlanta, I believe.
Chipper started his slide so early there it slowed him down, and Truby with another brilliant effort trying to catch the ball and make the tag at the same time.
Chipper 5 out of 6 now in the stolen base department. All you need now is a fly ball to tie the game.
That was a huge play and a gutsy play by Chipper.
Low, 2-2.
Good patience by West there on that fastball sinking down and in on his shoe tops.
Their infield is about halfway, and that makes it a little tougher to turn the double play. Well, you don't have the good angle to the base.
But that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for the ground ball to end the ball game as opposed to cutting that runner off at the plate.
High fly ball. It's deep enough, I think. McGee calls for it. He's got it. He gets knocked down. Andrew goes to second. Tie game. McGee had the better arm, and he was screaming for the ball. Fick finally got the message, but never got out of his way. And we got a tie ball game. Helms delivers a sacrifice fly. And Chipper gets a big round of high fives in the dugout.
Good job by Helms coming through here to tie it up. You can see McGee calling for it. When the center fielder wants it, you got to give it to him. But Fick didn't get out of the way. McGee steps on his foot and goes to the turf and allows the winning run to get into scoring position. But Fick's got to get out of his way there.
They're going to walk Keith Lockhart, and Vinny Castilla's going to come out to hit.
Oh. Almost threw it away. Good numbers against Acevedo. That's the reason they're putting him on.
So it's all up to Vinny, who's batted 3 times against Acevedo and done Nothing, but that's really not enough to hang your hat on. Boy, he's having a little trouble walking him, isn't he?
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's not having trouble walking him, but he's having trouble getting the ball to his catcher.
Bernero will have nothing to show for his good work, except a pat on the back from his manager.
So here's Vinny, and Steve McCaddy is on his way to the mound. And I'm sure this is just to discuss with his pitcher how they want to pitch Vinny Castilla. They have not seen him perform in this series. He does have a bad hamstring, and that could be significant on a ground ball somewhere.
He last played on Saturday, so it's been a while since he's seen some live pitching. That may be a little bit of a tough challenge for Vinny, but keep in mind that first pitch fastball mentality that he has.
And he aggravated that hamstring a little bit last night working out before the game, according to his manager. A little soft fly ball dunking in somewhere would be all right. Terrific speed at second base, and Andrew Jones, that's another good piece of news. 2-2 our score. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Javi is next.
Something moving down and away too. Then he was hot before he got hurt. That was what was a crime about it all.
1-1. Pretty good swing.
Brandon Inge getting beaten up back to the last couple of innings with foul tips. Oh, shoulder. Mercy.
No sane person would do that for a living.
That didn't look like it hit any chest protector either.
The 1-1 winning run at second, 2 out. He's in the hole, 1-2.
And was a little late on that pitch. 94 from Acevedo.
Montreal rallied to tie their game with Kansas City. They go to the 10th, 4-4. Braves have rallied to tie their game with Detroit. It's 2-2. He stayed alive, still 1-2. I wonder, Joe, how much confidence plays a part here. Acevedo didn't have great success in the National League, didn't have great success against the Braves. He's gone over to the American League and pitched very well. I wonder if coming back to this league engenders some bad memories and maybe changes the way he pitches a little bit.
I'm sure there have been some times against the Braves that are fresh in his mind that he doesn't want to remember.
High pop foul, out of play again.
But with every pitch here that Vinny fouls off, the more you like his chances. He's seeing
the pendulum swings toward the hitter the more pitches he sees.
Yeah. They've all been fastballs, though. I'm a little surprised they haven't tried to get him with the slider, get him to chase a bad pitch.
You can see Acevedo's thrown a bunch of pitches in this inning.
Going away, I think. Nope, going in.
Too far in. Did it hit him? It did. The bases are loaded. A good idea, but he got it too far in. So in this inning, Acevedo has given up a hit, 2 walks, and he's hit a batter.
He fought off all those pitches, Skip, and I can understand why you would want to go inside. And needless to say, they didn't want to go that far inside as that ball got his jersey. But I don't understand why earlier they didn't throw him a slider, a breaking ball of some sort, just because he appeared to be trying to guard the plate, taking a little bit off his swing. Maybe they were afraid of making a mistake and hanging it, but I would have tried that before coming inside.
Jason Marquis running at first because of that hamstring and because he's a faster man than Vinny Castilla. The pitch. Javi lines it. Lombard can't get it, and the Braves win. Javi Lopez, the game-winning hit. Make that 1-21 when trailing after 8. The Braves come off the deck and win the game. Final score, 3-2. Listen to this crowd.
Javi didn't waste any time, Skip. He jumped on the first pitch. What a comeback.
We'll be back right after this.
CBS Superstation is brought to you by the Home Depot, driving down the cost of home improvement. By Office Depot, what you need to know. By Pep Boys, help for your car is just a Pep Boys away. Pep Boys, we're car people. And by Aflac, ask about it at work.
Aaron Andrews at TBS Sports Control. We have a couple more highlights for you before we let you go. First stop, Bank One Ballpark. The Orioles and the Diamondbacks. Randy Johnson, he gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run, and struck out 11 over 7 innings. The Diamondbacks would score 5 runs in the 7th inning, allowing Johnson to notch his 11th win. They go on to win 5-1. All right, let's send it to Veterans Stadium. A hot day there for the Phillies and the White Sox, and a very hot Pat Burrell after he gets called out by home plate umpire Matt Hollowell. Phillies manager Larry Bowa would come out and argue the call as well. Both Burrell and Bowa were ejected for arguing balls and strikes. Here's a little bobblehead impersonation for you. That's his 2nd ejection of the season. The White Sox go on to win this one 6-1. And that'll do it from our Atlanta studio. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 7:30 for Game 1 between the Braves and the White Sox. Now back to Joe.
All right, Aaron, thank you. And Larry Bowa, always fun to watch.
I like that bobblehead line.
Yeah, that was very good. Well, let's take a look at the base hit that Javi got. He got a hanging breaking ball on the first pitch from Juan Acevedo. That came with the bases loaded, and that proved to be the game winners. The Braves are now 1-21, as Skip said, when trailing after 8 innings. They get 3 runs in the 9th, get up off the deck to beat the Tigers and win the series 2-1. Kerry Lightenberg, the winner, 1-3. Acevedo also 1-3 with the loss. The Braves 10-0-2 in their last 12 series, and the Braves have now won 24 of their last 32 ball games. 28,843 get to go home happy, and the game took 2 hours and 18 minutes. Fast game.
Yeah, it was, Joe. And don't forget that check swing that went against Adam Bernero. Who knows how the game would have wound up had that been called the other way. For the latest scores, in-depth analysis, CNNSI.com, Sports Illustrated at CNN Speed. Our next Braves telecast will be tomorrow night at 7:30. Right here on TBS. The White Sox come to town, and Sharon Stone and Michael Douglas star in Basic Instinct coming along next. But before we do that, baseball lost a great man a day and a half ago. That's Jack Buck, the longtime Cardinal announcer who was so helpful to me in my career. And this isn't from me. This is from the folks at TBS. Just a little remembrance of Jack before we go on to our other programming. He was one hell of a good man. Here it is.
The pitch is a strike. The throw. He is there. He did it. 105 for Lubra. Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. Gibson swings and a fly ball to deep right field. This is going to be a home run. Unbelievable. A home run for Gibson. And the Dodgers have won the game 5-4. I don't believe what I just saw. I don't believe what I just saw. Here it comes to McGuire. Swing. Look at there. Look at there. Look at there. McGuire, number 61. McGuire, flight 61. Headed for Planet Barrett. Home run McGuire. 61. History.
for me, the question has already been answered. Should we be here? Yes. Should we show others how to demonstrate our resolve? Yes, and we shall do it here this evening.